Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining the Kazim Reading Group again, which we have every Saturday. We are reviewing the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And last week we spoke on decision, the which was the seventh step, right, in getting rich. So today we'll be talking about being persistent. And today we have someone, special that will be helping us review this particular um, chapter of the book. After which will take comment and we just at this point we'll leave the floor over to Aminu to just take us through lessons regarding this chapter of the book. So, you have the floor. Saba, please, you have the floor. Please go ahead. Thank you. Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay.
You can go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Zane team, for having me. Thanks, Ufoma, for the introduction. Yes, so tonight we'll be reviewing together the chapter 8 of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and the topics about persistence. So I want to believe that by the end of this session, everyone that's here that attend the session will take something home about being persistent. So I divide the segment into three major categories. Number one is from the lecture, which is primarily the lesson we learned from the text. Then the other segment is the examples shared by Napoleon. Sorry about my internet connection. I'm not actually home. That's right. Then the third segment is how we can apply these lessons in our real life engagement. So we can start. I hope my screen is visible and my voice is audible.
Yes, your screen is visible. But you're cracking a bit. I don't know if it gets bad, we'll let you know so that maybe you we'll ask that you maybe share your screen and just speak to the slide so that the network is better.
Wow. And this is where I want to change. So I hope we get better. Let's just
yes, I think you should share your screen. Your network it's really cracking a lot. So maybe you should, I don't know, if you unshare your screen, whether the network will be better so that we can hear you and follow you through. Yes, thank you so much.
Okay. Let me stop sharing. Or someone else can just share. Okay. Yes, I've stopped sharing.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Stop sharing. So thank you. So the first segment of the lecture is the key takeaways. So number one is that Napoleon Hill was able to establish to us that persistence is a state of mind. By state of mind, that means it's not what is innate in a human being. You are not born with it. It's not like you are born to life and you are born as an introvert or you are an extrovert. All these innate characteristics people are being born with. This implies that persistence can be developed. It's usually developed through discipline, through learning, through engagement, through networking. So the idea about persistence is that it must be a state of mind. That means you might have a mindset of persistency. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is what should actually drive persistence in someone. If you want to be persistent, then there have to be a driver. If it's not a natural instinct in a human, then something must drive that particular style, or let me say, attitude in human. And what are the two drivers? Napoleon was able to establish two things. Number one is what we call it desire, or I call it passion. That means for you to be persistent, you must be passionate about something. That's the first thing. Now, being passion, you can't be passionate about nothing. Then there have to be a goal, which we call defined purpose. I call it a goal. Meaning that if you are passionate, then there must be a goal. So between desire, which is passion, and a goal is what is called persistence. So persistence is in between. If you look at like a loop, you look at the starting point as passion, the midpoint as persistence, and the end point as goal or defined purpose. So the question now starts. Persistency cannot be scalarized. What I mean by that is that you can't be persistent on nothing. Persistence must be direction, it must be vectorized, but that's the direction. So meaning that before you can be persistent, there must be a goal and you must have passion. You must have a desire to achieve that goal. And that's where we can now talk of persistency. Now, the third point was able to establish is that yes, there is a goal, yes, you have a passion, you have a desire, but there's still something very important. And that's what Napoleon regarded as the willpower. So he made us to understand from the text that willpower is very important. And what's willpower? I said there must be a desire. Now I'm talking about willpower. What's the difference between the two? Desire is passive. Desire is your wish, is your want. But when it gets to willpower, willpower is now active. It's the determination to put in the effort that is required to accomplish your goal or to follow through your passion. That's what is called willpower. So willpower is an active desire, meaning that yes, you have that desire, that's the first step. Secondly, you have a goal, specific, you know what you want to achieve. Now there is need for a willpower. Now this willpower will now commit you to some engagement, which are activities. These activities will be an habit when it is now persistent. So what he's saying is that for you to be persistent, there must be an habit. For there to be an habit, there must be a willpower. For you to have a willpower, there must have been a desire or an interest, a passion or a wish towards a specific goal. So that's it. If I should have presented, I would have been able to draw like a loop for you to have an understanding of what Napoleon is saying. So these are what is important about persistency. Now, if you want to be persistent, what are those things that is very important to you? Number one, for you to be persistent, you need to redefine the meaning of failure. So persistent, failure is not a failure. Failure means temporary setback, meaning that yes, you fail, but you haven't failed. So you fail forward. Hello, somebody's trying to say something? Am I still audible?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. We
Yeah,
can
you
hear
are.
you.
Thank you. Apologies about the network situation. So what it means is that you shouldn't fail backward. When you fail forward. Fail forward means that you fail as a temporary setback. Napoleon was able to establish that all successful people he referenced in the book, in the text, he was able to establish that at one point or the other, they failed. Just if you now know that failure is temporary setback, what are those things that I call it impotence to persistencies or signs of lack of persistence, something that will not make you to be persistent? There are quite a number of them. I will mention very few. Number one in this text is procrastination. Is actually not it's not going to be persistent. You are meant to do an activity Tuesday, you go to your field, right? That's the first. Number two is lack of understanding of the goal. You don't have a specific goal. You lack what you want to achieve. persistency is scalarized. It doesn't have any direction. So you achieve nothing. Number three is, he said, fear of criticism. Who in this world have survived, have made it in life, and have not been criticized? As we speak, we have people criticizing Dangote, even though he's the richest black man on earth. So if you will be criticized, then what's your own? What why do you think you will? Why are you afraid of being criticized? Right? Best footballer of the world, Messi is being criticized. Ronaldo is being criticized. Think about it. Best boxer in the world, Atuja, is being criticized. So if you fear criticism, and that's why you are not taking actions, you are not forming your habits, you are not determined, you are not showing your willpower, then you will never be successful. Then, if you also love shortcuts to success, all about you is shortcut. This is the process to achieve this. You need to go to university to become a graduate. You need to do this. You need to do I. All you want to do is shortcuts. Then, so these are the signs that lack of these are the things that impede persistence. Now, let's go to the examples he shared with us in the book. Number one was Henry Ford example. That's Henry Ford, the maker of Ford cars, right? He was one of the most successful automobile manufacturers in his time. And what did he do differently? So what they said about Henry
Mr.
Ford
Aminu,
is
you might
that
want
he
to switch
has
off your camera.
unwavering persistence.
The network is really bad.
Wow. Okay, let me switch it off. Sorry about that. It's unfortunate I can't help it at this time. So the point Henry Ford was that he redefined or reinvent or re-innovate V8 engines, and he was able to make it affordable and available for so many people, the middle class citizens. So in a year, he was able to roll out about 15 million cars for sale. So he was highly successful. What did say about Henry Ford is that he's very point. He is so strong will on his opinion, in his vision, and he work hard towards achieving it. The second was Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison manufactured or invented the bulb with thousands of attempts and failed. So for every failure he made, he does another experiment, he failed. He does another experiment, he failed. We were told that Thomas Edison keep failing forward until eventually he was able to make the he was able to invent the bulb. This means that persistency means that you will not give up. He never gave up, experimenting relentlessly till he eventually achieved the goal of inventing a bulb. There was an example of a lady who went to beg the farmer for a poor mother. The lady begged for a few amount of money and the farmer refused to give. The lady keep persuading, keep begging till eventually gave her the money. So Napoleon made us understand that by persistent persuasion, you can subliminally seduce, your words. You can subliminally seduce someone that you needed something from. Let me put it that way. Meaning that if you are persistent, no matter the level or the magnitude of resistance, you will overcome that challenge. And you can see in reality, this happens everywhere around us. Most of our female folks would have experienced something like this. Have walked up to you, maybe a male folk would have come around to you and look at where did this guy come from? Who is he? What does he eat? Look at his pointed nose, look at his big mouth, and the likes and the likes and the like. And after the male folk keep persistently coming with strategy, vision, and you end up finding yourself in his house, his wife. So you realize that such a person was struggling to strategy and
I mean, we can't hear you very well again.
yeah.
We can't hear you well again. Yeah, breaking
Wow.
seriously. Yes, we are losing you. Thank
Very sad, but I can't help it. So can you, is there
I mean, we can't hear you again. Not sure. Okay. Apologies I think he will try and join in. I'm not sure he's on the call. Hi, I mean, are you still there? Okay. Okay, so maybe while we wait for Aminu to join back, anyone that wants to add to what Aminu has said so far can raise their hands. While maybe I just point out some things regarding this chapter that we're currently reviewing, being persistent, not giving up, right? For you to be persistent, there has to be a desire and a willpower. So there has to be a desire for you to achieve something. I think in the book, right, they give an instance of the truth of the matter is that people like Dangote, for example, or Adenuga, I mean, they are great now because not because they started their businesses right at once and immediately they started doing well. I mean, they would have failed. There have been times that they might have even thought of giving up, but because they were very persistent, and I mean the desire for them to succeed, that made them to keep pushing, right? And that's why I mean they've achieved so much today, right? Same thing that I'll say applies to I mean school. I mean, for example, you have maybe you want to do a master's or you want to do a certification, right? You For you to be able um to achieve that, right? You have to be persistent, come up with a plan. I mean, in the book, they talked about, in the book, one of the chapters that review about organized plan, you have a plan and, okay, what do I want to achieve? What do I need to do to achieve that which I want to achieve? What are the steps I need to take? If I want to go for a certification, what certification do I want to write, or what master's exams, master's degree do I want to do, right? What schools do I want? I take steps, right? You make applications, and I mean, it could happen that by the time you make several applications, right? Some schools might tell you that they will not give you the offer, but you don't give up, right? You keep pushing because you have, I mean, there's a desire for you to achieve something. So you keep, I mean, trying to, I mean, apply to different schools and even apply to some schools that maybe they rejected you, right? You keep pushing just because you want to achieve something. And it's so important that you have people around, surround yourself with people that would help you achieve that. I mean, in the book, it's about having a mind group, right? People that would help you, that would um, be able to push in. Because I mean, it's so easy for us to just give up once we fail the first time, like not willing to go back to push ourselves. Okay, I think Amin is back on the call. Let me just uh,
Apologies. I'm very, very
allow
sorry. It's
him
the
to go
network here.
ahead to
So is it
no
better this
problem,
way?
it's
I think I
fine.
changed my
Yeah,
device.
it's fine. Please,
Okay, so
please
let
go
me quickly
ahead.
round off. Let me quickly round
Yes,
off. Yeah.
yes, it's better.
I
Please
was
go
talking
ahead.
about the examples, the Thomas Edison, the little girl that was persistent, and I was able to make an example that if you're persistent in pleading, in persuasion, you can subliminally seduce the person you want something from. And that he was able to establish that when you are persistent, no matter the magnitude of resistance, you will definitely overcome it. And he gave different examples. One of it was a religious one, which he pointed to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in Mecca. Mecca was a city, and they have about 360 idols where people come from villages to worship. He was banished from Mecca because he had high level of resistance, and he went to the desert. When he went to the desert, he was persistent in his message, in his preaching, and eventually fortified himself with a whole lot of support. And he came back to Mecca and conquered Mecca. So he was saying that that was persistency, right? So when you are persistent, you achieve a lot. Other point I was trying to make before eventually the network yanked me off was that I made one realistic one about female folks around us. I said some of the female folks that have had this experience whereby you've come across some male folks that have said that just walk up to you and you're like, where did this one came from? Who is he? Look at his pointed nose. Keep persisting and insisting, and the guy keep persisting and persisting, and eventually you find yourself as his wife one day. You just find yourself in his house. You get to ask yourself, this guy you talk about, you have never, you have never accepted him for the first time, but eventually you accepted. So that's called persistency. So if you are persistent in an habit, in an activity, in an engagement, you can actually overcome any level of resistance. That was what he established. So now let's now look at how we can apply it in our own life. For us to be persistent, like I said, there have to be a goal, there have to be a purpose. Very, very important. You can't be persistent on nothing. Your persistency cannot be scalarized, it must be vectorized. That is, must be towards a direction. Number two is that goal you have, you must have a plan to accomplish them, right? For example, all of us, I'm very sure of us here are graduates. We've gone to university or polytechnic certificate. That means you have primary school for 6 years, secondary school for 6 years, then polytechnic for 5 years or more, for 4 years or more. So you have been president for close to 16 years for you to have this. So you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. At the time you feel like, I need to break, or you feel the course, or your lecturer is disturbing you, or you refuse to pass work on time. Some of us make 3 attempts, 2 attempts on JAM and the likes. But because we are persistent, we eventually overcome it. So it's very important. You have to declare the plan. Then you have to also train your mindset to be able to handle setbacks. Failures, yes, there will be failure. You should be able to relate with failure. And failure should be a temporary setback to you. Failure should not be a failure. When you are failing, you fail forward. Right? There is nobody in this life that have not failed one way or the other. Right? Whatever you have become in life, you would have failed. So your mindset about failure should be different. Your definition and understanding about failure should be different. It should be that, I missed this, I lose this, I'll try again, and you keep failing. And like they say, no grief for failure. So you shouldn't grieve for failure. Then you develop that persistent habit. So the overall final thought of the conversation is that successful people never give up. That is persistency. Persistency means you aren't giving up. If you give up, you are no longer persistent. They persist until they finally win. Number two, they find solutions to every problem. They never give excuses, right? They find solutions. Number three, they have people they engage with, people like minds, which Napoleon regarded to as mastermind. So in this life, you cannot be alone. You can't be all in all. The problem some of us have is that we find it difficult to ask for help. We find it difficult to say, I need help. Please come and help me. Because you don't want to be shy. You don't want to be ashamed. You want to always prove that you are the best of yourself. You are very good. Yes, you are good. Yes, you are best. But you can't have it all. So you must always seek for help. And that help should be your mastermind group. Your mentor, your guardian, your senior in your workplace, your professional, people that understand what you want to achieve that can guide you. It's like a footballer. There's no amount of football you know how to play. You must have a coach. The coach using you on the pitch will make you better or make you worse off. So the coach is the better person to determine what you become in your football career. Then that's very, very important. So we should also put this in mind that we have to ensure that we work with a mastermind group. We have the people we talk to. We have people we seek for help from. We have people we seek advice from. This will also help us in persistency. If we don't have all this, then you can never be persistent. Finally, persistency is not a scalar quantity. Persistency is a vector quantity. There must be a direction. The direction of persistency is the goal. The driver of persistency is your desire and your willpower. It will form your habit. Your habit will make you persistent, and eventually you will achieve your goal, which is the success. So finally, there is nobody in life that will become successful and never be persistent. You get, for everything you have achieved, if you think through it, you see that there one way or the other, there have been one thing or the other you have persistence on. So I want to implore everyone here today, let us locate the habit of persistency by having a clear goal, by developing an habit to achieve those goals, and by having a burning passion, a willpower to engage in those habits. So thank you. And once again, I want to say I'm sorry for the network issue. It was beyond my control, and I hope that this will make up for it. And I also want to thank Kaizen for bringing me on board, for having me to make this presentation. And thank you, Informa, for standing by with me when I'm up to network, for taking charge, and for that,
Thank you
for that
so much.
introduction.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Aminu and Aminu Saba. Thank you so much for this review. I've learned so much from this chapter. I don't know if anyone has any contribution or addition to what Aminu has said, right? So like maybe I should, he has said it all in terms of what you need to do to be persistent. Even as individuals, we set out on it. Must have a goal. We want to achieve something, no matter how much we fail, right? It's not about nobody. When you succeed, nobody remembers how many times you fall, but how many times you're able to get up and put yourself together and keep pushing. Because the fact that you did something over and over and you didn't achieve that which you whether it's a certification or something, right, that you have been you're trying to achieve, but not giving up. I think in the book also saw a place around we got the person that started founded Starburst, right, where I think he ran the business for about a period of 2 years and he sold it. And after a while, he took back the business, right? He bought it back. And he made losses. So in life, really, life can never be so rosy, right? We all go through, there'll be challenges. It's all part of the process, but able to recognize those challenges as part of the journey, basically, and able to put ourselves together and just keep pushing. I don't know. That's one thing about. That's one thing about me. Keep pushing. Really having the desire, the willpower. Very, 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 very important. Like having someone that you can talk to, a mentor, someone that you can confide and share your goals. That will help you. That would keep asking you how far. What are you doing about this? What help do you need, and being able to reach out when you can, asking for people to help you, to just navigate this journey of life, basically. I don't know if anyone wants to add. It's exactly 8 o'clock on the dot, but I don't know if you can just take anyone that wants to just add to what our reviewer has said today. Thank you so much, once again. And yeah, I don't know if anyone wants to add before we wrap up. Not sure I can see any hands up. So I think I would like to say thank you so much, everyone. Just to remind everyone that please remember to follow all our social media handles, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. You can also go back to the YouTube channel to watch previous review sessions, and we meet every Saturday. Please invite your friends and family, and I'm learning a lot, and I'm sure everyone is learning as well. I think at this point we'll say thank you so much, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you same time next week, Saturday.